Details about a watch, like its movement, finish, and ability to be sold again, can quickly become confusing. That's why we did the work and put it all into a single list for you. We chose some of the best mechanical watches for everyday use and broke them down into 5 price ranges. There were clear criteria we used to choose the pieces. 1, a reliable in-house or proven caliber. 2, a sturdy case construction. 3, designs that can be used in different situations. For this list, we focused on mechanical movements only, so no quartz this time. This list is all about providing solid choices at 5 different price points to help you cut through the noise. So let's get started by setting the value where most people don't expect, below $300. Value changes here in real measurable ways. Not hype, but engineering, warranty, and wearability do the hard work in this tier's value proposition. The Citizen Tiosa is different because the spec sheet raises the bar for this price range. The Movement is a reliable workhorse made for everyday use. It has hacking seconds for precise setting, a quick set date, and a power reserve that's going to last you through the weekend. It works and it has been tested, which is what you want in a long-term piece. The sapphire crystal on the front and the display case back make it more durable and clear, while letting you see the mechanics. The 40mm stainless steel case is a solid build. A crown at the 4 o'clock makes it more comfortable, and it's keeping the profile clean. The finishing mixes brushed and polished surfaces to give them a depth without pretending to be something that they're not. The integrated bracelet is a real nice touch, but it can make it difficult to switch straps. This is a design choice, however, that favors the unified look. With a 5-year warranty from the brand, you get a real daily watch that pays for itself with its materials, movement, and its support. The Seiko 5 Sports SRPD 51 gives a lot of people the tool watch look they know and love without pretending to be a pro diver. It has the look of a diver without the price tag. Seiko made these decisions intentionally. It doesn't have a screw-down crown or a 200-meter ISO diver rating, which makes it less expensive and easier to take care of. The 4R36 movement is what makes it worth so much. This automatic caliber has hacking seconds for precise setting and the ability to be hand-wound, which are big improvements over the older Seiko 5 Sports. It carries a power reserve of about 41 to 42 hours and is a reliable movement. The case is made of stainless steel at 42.5mm wide and a 46mm lug-to-lug. This gives it a solid but comfortable look. Strong LumiBrite on the hands and indices make it easy to see in low light. The 22mm lug width is very important due to the stock bracelet getting a lot of bad press, but the standard width lets you add a lot of different straps, such as NATO, rubber, leather, and a lot more, to make it your own watch. So regarding access to the SRPD 51, you can often find it available for about $200, especially at the big box stores that have frequent sales. Retail partners like department stores offer big discounts, and Seiko's distribution strategy makes it possible for the prices to drop well below MSRP. The community, customization, and clear caseback that shows the mechanics at work all add to its value. The Seagull 1963 is a chronograph that costs about the same as a date. The column wheel chronograph costs less than $300, which goes against the norm. Its value proposition is based on its history and how well it works. Not only is this watch budget friendly, but it comes from the Project 304, the Chinese Air Force program that made the ST-3 and later the ST-19. It has a column wheel, which is a type of architecture that is usually only found in more expensive chronographs because it takes more work to build them. The 38mm case looks bigger than the numbers say because it's a 47mm lug-to-lug and it has a high domed acrylic crystal. You get a bright, old-fashioned look with character and legibility on your wrist. Keep in mind that the reset usually snaps back pretty cleanly, but the start-stop pusher can feel soft and take a little bit more work. Be careful about where you buy. There are many different suppliers out there, and the different versions have different packaging and other small details. The best way to get one is from a trusted dealer in Hong Kong who specializes in the 1963 model. Red Star versions are also easy to find. The main point of the value proposition is that the price will be around $250 to $300. Okay, so we just finished the first tier there, and the $300 and under. Which one did you like the best?
So I like the Citizen. They have the purple, which is my favorite color, and they also have a Tiffany blue color that is really pretty. And for the Disney lovers out there, they also have one that is Mickey Mouse and one that is Minnie Mouse.
Like it. Now we move on to our next price point, under $500. The Bulova hack proves that a field watch can be tough and clear without losing its shine. Its value proposition is the combination of American military history and modern manufacturing discipline. So historically, the hack function that gave the name to this watch defined it. Synchronization was important in the field. You still get a reliable automatic performance and easy maintenance. The 38mm stainless steel case is a modern take on a classic size. It has drilled lugs that make it easy to change straps, and the watch weighs about 144 grams, which gives it presence without being too heavy like other tool watches. The Loba uses a mineral crystal, which is a practical and cost-effective choice that fits with the watch's vintage-inspired look. Lume works well in low light, but not as well as some of the higher tiers. The watch can withstand water up to 30 meters, which is enough for daily splashes, but not really enough for swimming. The value here is balance. A readable dial, small size, and a believable history at a low price make it easy to wear every day for less than $500. A real 200-meter diver with good movement that costs less than $500 usually comes with a lot of bulk. But the Orient Kano goes against that idea. Its 44mm looks big on paper, but its small 12.9mm thickness keep it from being too big on your wrist. The case finishing shows attention to detail. Polished sides and brushed lug tops give it a purposeful, sporty look that doesn't feel too heavy. The in-house F6922 movement is what makes it worth so much. The automatic caliber has a 40-hour power reserve running at 21,600 vibrations per hour. It has hacking seconds and hand winding, which are really useful features for this price. The one-way bezel has sharp teeth that grip and a precise 120-click action. The matte insert helps cut down on the glare, and the newer models, a ceramic insert that makes them less likely to get scratched. The bracelet is better than a lot of other entry-level options, and the standard 22mm lug width makes it easy to swap to rubber or nylon straps. So the retail price is set between $390 and $425. But sales often bring it down between $235 and $255, which is where the value proposition gets even better. The Sternglass Naus Automatic takes away everything that isn't necessary from a watch while keeping its style. This watch has clean lines, simple topography, and a focus on design clarity. With German design philosophy, it usually costs more. But this model costs around $500 and gives you the look and discipline you want. The founder's clear Bauhaus influence can be seen in the choices that put function ahead of style. If you're used to heavy steel, the 38mm case and lightweight may feel limiting, but that's the point. You can wear it all day without it bothering you. Here, the dial is following the rules closely. A clean white field with little text, sharp black printing, and markers of different length that make it easier to read. With the date at the 6 o'clock to help keep things even, and blue hands add a controlled touch without going over the top. The automatic caliber Miyota 8215 is inside, and it's running at 21,600 beats per hour, has hand winding and hacking seconds in its current production. Some older models didn't have hacking, but the new model does. So, if that matters to you, make sure you check and see which model you're getting. The double dome sapphire crystal makes the piece look more refined and deep. The case is completely polished and narrows towards the wrist, making it look smaller and more comfortable. A calf leather strap makes it easy to wear, and the optional bracelets let you change the look. At its fair price, the Naus masters understatement. All right, so we just finished the $500 and under list. What's your pick out of that one?
That would be the Sternglass Naus. I like that it has a very clean, classic look to it, and it does have the blue hands, which is pretty unique. And I like the display case back.
Cool. And now we're on to our next price point, under $700. The Tissot PRX shows how design and mechanics can work together at a reasonable price. The PRX didn't just show up. It set the standard for Swiss watches at this price range. The integrated bracelet, which is based on sports designs from the 1970s, looks modern because of how it's made. Sharp brushing, clean transitions, and a confident taper. The technical core is the Powermatic 80.611. It's running at 21,600 vibrations per hour and has that 80-hour power reserve. It has a Nevicron balance spring that makes magnetism less of an issue, ensuring that the timekeeping is more stable around your laptops and speakers. These are features that give you great everyday benefits. The bracelet here is the best part. It fits perfectly with the 40mm case, has brushed links with polished connections, and closes with a flush butterfly clasp. The factory bracelet is so good, in fact, that it's worth giving up some of the third-party strap options out there. The tapestry pattern on the dial of the Powermatic 80 models gives them a rich, textured look. The price reflects the specs, and you can usually find the 40mm Powermatic 80 for around $600. Next up, we have the Certina DS PH200M, and it's making engineering better where it matters by combining historical elements with modern strength. The 43mm diameter and sapphire crystal are similar to the original, but the insides are all brand new. The watch is powered by the Powermatic 80.611, which has that classic 80-hour power reserve and the Nevacron balance spring that keeps it from being affected by magnets found in your everyday electronics. The double security system that includes a reinforced caseback and multiple gaskets, making it truly water resistant up to 200 meters, protects it from shock and moisture. The BGW9 lume lights up the matte black dial with red crosshairs and white indices. The white date and black text make it easy to read, and the polished Certina logo adds a little bit of texture. The 120-click bezel only moves in one direction, and it may feel stiff at first, but it's going to loosen up with some use. The watch feels complete on the wrist, an old-fashioned shape, a modern movement, and real materials. The turtle design on the screw-down caseback keeps the heritage low-key, and you can usually pick these up for around $700. The final watch in this price tier is the Seiko SRP E33 Save the Ocean, and it makes a link to the natural world that is both artistic and technical through its dial. The gradient blue surface has a subtle manta ray pattern that can be seen when the light hits it directly, making it a quiet discovery instead of a loud statement. This limit stops the design from looking like a gimmick. But this is a serious tool watch, not just a pretty dial. The watch comes with two important upgrades: a sapphire crystal that is less likely to scratch, and a ceramic bezel insert that won't wear down or fade over time. These changes make the product last longer, which is why this version is better than regular models. The 4R35 automatic movement has hacking seconds and a 41-hour power reserve, making it a dependable and easy-to-use engine. The case, which has sharp angular lines like a samurai sword, is 43.8 millimeters wide and looks smaller than that because the lug-to-lug distance is only 48 millimeters. Seiko's Lume Bright on the hands and indexes make it very easy to read in low light. The retail price of this watch is $650, which is reasonable because the dial execution and the durability upgrades. All right, so that's through the 700 and under list now. What's your pick on that?
I actually like all three of them, and I can't really pick one.
Does one stand out more than the other for you?
Okay, so the Seiko Save the Ocean, just because it has the manta rays on it. I know it's so cheesy and lame, but going back over to the Certina, I don't know, something about how the dial of it and the strap of the blue one, I just really like that one too. It looks good. And then the Tissot, it has the display case back, and I really like the dial on that one as well. So it's very, very hard to pick between those three.
So we got a three-way tie on this one.
We do have a three-way tie on this one.
Now we're going to step it up to the next bracket, just under $1,200. The Longines Hydro Conquest earns its place by making the long-term ownership formula even better. It falls between entry-level and high-end luxury, and it fills that gap with real upgrades you can feel and use. The ceramic bezel insert is the main feature. It lasts much longer than aluminum without getting scratched or faded. So the color and the shine is going to last you for years. The L888 caliber has a 72-hour power reserve, and it uses a silicone balance spring to resist magnetism and keep the accuracy stable in everyday situations. The case finishing here is strict. Brush surfaces on top, polished sides that give it shape, and tight tolerances. The bracelet sets it apart from cheaper options due to the micro adjustments that can be made on the fly and the secure extension clasp for use with a wetsuit. Add 300 meters of water resistance and you got a real tool that works well and looks great. You can typically pick one up for around $1,100 depending on the options that you want. In the end, it focuses on ability without showiness, which is what modern divers want. Up next, we have the Mito Ocean Star Captain, which is the best example of how to combine classic design with modern engineering. It has a classic diver shape and one of the most useful movements in its class. The look is simple though, so it's going to last longer than trends. Inside, we have the Caliber 80 movement that has an 80-hour power reserve that you can feel in daily use. The stainless steel case has a bezel that fits perfectly with a 3-link bracelet, giving it a smooth look. The day date at the 3 o'clock adds everyday usefulness without making the watch dial look cluttered. cluttered. Mito is a part of the Swatch Group and shares technology with Tissot and Certina, but it usually does a better job of finishing. The case and the bracelet have both brushed and polished surfaces with sharp edges, solid design, and 200 meters of water resistance. There's also a titanium option available that is lighter and can be more comfortable for some. With a retail price of around $1,100, this puts it firmly in the Swiss tier that is easy to get. The Ocean Star Captain is a good choice for someone who wants simple elegance, strong engineering, and long-lasting ease of use. The final watch in this price tier is the Hamilton Jazzmaster Open Heart, and it's doing a great job of walking the line between dramatic and useful. An open heart, or even a skeletonized dial, often makes it harder to read in order to make the watch look cooler. The Jazzmaster strikes a good balance between the two, giving you a controlled look at the mechanics without going overboard. Hamilton puts a refined dial around the balance wheel that is easy to read, so you get the unique look and a watch you can actually wear. The dial is set up on purpose. The aperture is the focal point, not a distraction, and the applied markers and Delphine hands make it easy to read the time over the textured silver or black. The Jazzmaster has a 40mm stainless steel case with mid-century and Art Deco influences. The lugs are curved, the bevels are sharp, and there is a measured mix of brushed and polished surfaces. Inside the Jazzmaster, we have the H10 caliber, which is a Powermatic 80 derivative with that classic 80-hour power reserve, and that has some real value for everyday life. With pricing around $1,000, which is in line with the movement, finishing, and brand pedigree of the Swatch Group, the design is American, but the manufacturing is modern Swiss. It has the visual interest people want from skeleton work while still being useful and suitable for dress. All right, so now we're stepping it up. We're into the $1,200 and under range. It's getting a little pricey. Which one of those three are you picking?
The Hamilton Jazzmaster Open Heart Auto. Very cool watch. I love that it has that cutout. I think that's very unique. I'm kind of torn between the stainless steel bracelet with the black dial. I really like that one. And I actually like it with the black leather band.
All right. Well, at least we had a clear winner on that one.
Yes, there was a clear winner on that one.
All right, as we move into our final tier, if you've enjoyed our content so far, make sure you hit that like button because it can really help us out. And now for the you might sleep on the couch bracket. The Omega Speedmaster Professional Moon Watch is the standard by which all mechanical chronographs should be measured. Some people say the Speedmaster is the most famous watch in the world. What makes it worth the price compared to other great chronographs is the fact that it keeps getting better instead of relying on its reputation. The current version, which runs on the caliber 3861, is a significant technical improvement over the earlier versions. This movement has a coaxial escapement and is certified as a master chronometer, making it one of the most accurate and anti-magnetic mechanical chronographs on the market. You can also see the prices clearly. The Hesalite model on steel cost about $7,800, and the Sapphire Crystal model with the display case back costs you about $9,000. However, if you buy a used model, you can typically find them for around $4,900. The bracelet is a big improvement over the previous iterations. It has a clear taper from 20mm at the lugs to 15 at the clasp, tighter tolerances, and a better clasp that makes it more comfortable and secure. You have a simple choice here, and that's between Sapphire, which is scratch resistant and lets you see the movement through the case back, and the historically accurate Hesalite acrylic crystal, which is known for its optical warmth. The Speedmaster is one of the best choices for a luxury chronograph because it combines historical importance with modern engineering. Our next watch is Grand Seiko, which sets the standard for hand-finished dials, and the SPGH 273 Shubin is a great example of dial craftsmanship. It turns the soft light of an autumn afternoon into steel and lacquer. The dark navy surface has a complicated texture that catches and redirects light in ways that photography doesn't always capture. With retail price coming in at about $6,400, which puts it in the same range as the Speedmaster tier, but with a different focus. The 9S85 high beat mechanical heart runs at 36,000 vibrations per hour, has 37 joules, and has a 55-hour power reserve. To put it simply, you get a smoother second sweep and accuracy that is rated between 3 and +5 seconds a day. The 40mm case is a study in geometric accuracy and reflection. It is 12.8mm thick and has a 21mm lug width, which makes it stable on bracelets or straps. I know, the bracelet is still a fair criticism. you can't make small changes on the fly, but Grand Seiko includes half links to help you get the fit just right. Most owners agree to the trade-off because of how the rest of the execution went. All in all, this is where technical accuracy and dial art come together in equal parts. Our last watch is the Breitling Super Ocean Heritage, and it's a 200-meter diver that is both stylish and functional in the real world. The design is based on Breitling's 1950s divers, and it stays simple for a tool watch. The ceramic bezel insert doesn't scratch or fade, and some configurations add two-tone steel and rose gold together to make the watch look richer without affecting how it works. The sunburst styles change how they look in different lights, adding some depth without making things look too busy. Here again, we have a watch where the bracelet is the best part. It's a flexible mesh that feels good and stays in place. The Breitling Caliber 31 powers the watch. It has a 78-hour power reserve, and you can count on it staying accurate over long periods of time without having to reset it as often if you switch watches. Breitling's push for better quality control and more unified design can be seen in the tolerances, finishing, and execution of the dial. But prices and availability in the US can be somewhat unpredictable, and some references are harder to find in stores. That little difference changes how definitive it can be for each buyer. Personally, I've found them for around $6,500. All right, so now we're into the final tier, and these watches might put some people on the couch. So, out of these watches, which one are you picking?
Hands down, the Grand Seiko. Very clean, sleek looking watch. The dial on it has this beautiful blue shimmer. I don't know, I love this watch.
Well, it is a very popular watch. A lot of people do love that one. So I think you did a good pick.
Well, thank you.
As we come to the end of this list, we can see something in common with all 15 watches. They were made with care and attention to detail. In this list, we've focused on mechanical movements, putting calibers that offer durability, serviceability, and real-world performance ahead of the quartz options. We hope this list helps you get a watch that you can enjoy, with each tier having a few options in it for you. And now we want to hear from you. Did we miss a watch that you think is the best for its price? Let us know in the comments. And if this helped you cut through the noise, a like and subscribe would really help us out too. Take care, and I'll see you next time.